on Guam. KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adahi Itano program. Apply at matson.com. Cars Plus, Guam's automotive leader in sustainability and electric vehicles. Learn more at carsplusguam.com. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
Top brass with the Guam Police Department taking a seat for an oversight hearing, responding to a slew of issues, including a police officer testing positive for meth and an illegal gambling investigation. I'm Jonagan Charfris with a story coming up.
In a historic moment for our skies, United Airlines will be flying directly between Guam and Haneda. I'm Mitsuki Hirayama at the airport, bringing you along for the flight.
After 43 years, Hyatt Regency Saipan announced that it's closing its doors. I'm Tomas Manglonia with the full story coming up.
Hafa and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Destiny Cruz. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. Topping the newscast this evening, the Guam Police Department's top brass is in the hot seat during an oversight hearing. The police chief responding to inquiries relative to recent headlines involving some of his own. Jonagan Charfris has more from the Guam Congress building.
Although an agenda had already been set for Tuesday's oversight hearing with the Guam Police Department, Public Safety Committee Chair Senator Chris Barnett found it imperative to include a pair of incidences coming out of the agency recently, specifically a longtime officer testing positive for meth.
I haven't heard any information about this case since it was reported in the media, so I'd like to first ask you if you could provide any additional details to this.
There is an internal affairs investigation that was launched regarding the discovery of an drug paraphernalia inside a patrol vehicle, and we narrowed it down and conducted drug testing, and one of the officers did test positive, and so that case is under investigation. I can't say nothing beyond that at this point.
Barnett then asked,
does the Guam Police Department have a zero tolerance policy for law enforcement officers who test positive? Is that your intention?
Absolutely. There is no safe harbor anymore for law enforcement officers.
Ignacio did confirm that the officer has been placed on administrative leave. Another incident the public safety chair wished to address was a recent unsealing of federal court documents regarding an illegal gambling investigation in 2020 involving a handful of GP officers.
What's new is, of course, the additional 3 initials. The main officer named in 2020 and the officer now in these unsealed documents remain the same. What's new is the 3 additional officers with the initials. I have met with the Secret Service once these documents were unsealed, because I was not tracking that these documents were going to be unsealed.
As KM reported, the documents provide the first and last name of one officer who was assigned to SWAT and was also an Air Force reservist, allegedly operating out of a Sinahanya home. Records also listed the initials of 3 other cops who helped manage buy-in and cash-out processes.
They have not provided me the names of the 3 additional individuals. He is working to try and get me the names. He has consulted with the U.S. Attorney's Office, and they have no issues releasing the names of the individuals. But at this point, I have no names other than initials. And, quite frankly, there's quite a few people in the department that have those initials. So, it's not, I'd have to, work on factual information. The media says that, according to their sources, I can go and talk to the media and ask them if they want to tell me who their sources are. But, as you and I sit here in front of each other, they're not going to tell me who their sources are. So I have to work with factual information.
When Barnett asked if any officers have come forward indicating they're part of the investigation, Ignacio said no. Jonagan Charfris, KM News.
And Joan will have more from the oversight hearing on primetime tomorrow. In other news, local authorities are actively searching for a man wanted for questioning regarding several violent incidents in the Barrigada, Harmon, and Mungmung Totumaiti areas. Guam police issued a wanted flyer for 31-year-old Mesamwan Repwag, who also goes by AJ. Investigators say he was last seen on Itaitano Road during a pursuit. He is known to frequent the Harmon, Sinahanya, and MTM areas. Repwak is 5'8", dark complexion, has a diagonal scar above his nose, and a tribal tattoo wrapped around his right arm. He is believed to be armed and dangerous. If you have seen him or have information that could help authorities find him, you are asked to call Guam Police immediately at 671-475-8615-7. Well, Guam and Palau have formally sealed a new state partnership, solidifying a significant moment for U.S.-Palau relations. Governor Lulian Guerrero, along with Palau's president, military, and federal government officials, sitting down with local media on the island to discuss what the partnership entails.
It's not about bringing war to our island, it's actually about keeping it out.
Yeah. Right.
And that's what the Guard helps us do.
Yeah. That's what Palau President Suringal Whips Jr. had to say, fresh off the heels of inking a state partnership program between Palau and Guam. The program, administered by the National Guard Bureau, links the Guam National Guard to Palau for disaster preparation and response, among other things, according to senior enlisted advisor to the Chief of the National Guard, Tony Whitehead.
The security that they wanted for their own country and culture, where we could help them to preserve that. Wow. And that's one of the things that's happening here today, not just about military. We talk about things like law enforcement, working with the hospitals, working with the infrastructure of the cities, as well as what you mentioned earlier today, sir, with cyber.
Meantime, Governor Lulian Guerrero, following President Whips's remarks about a stronger military presence for deterrence, saying all are in agreement that preparation and planning are the most logical and reasonable ways to protect their people.
And I know that the United States is working towards more diplomatic agreements and more peace through diplomacy and democracy, and of course that's what we want and not war. But you cannot turn a blind eye to say, okay, we will not bring in the missile defense agencies. We will not have a presence in Palau. We will not encourage and work with our Pacific Islands to be part of this preparation.
While Guam already has state partnerships with Hawaii and the Philippines, U.S. Ambassador to Palau Joel Arendrek says this partnership is the first in the Pacific Islands region since 2021, a sign, he says, to how important the island is to the United States. This, as Arendrek adds, the significance of Palau's geostrategic positioning is really starting to come into focus as Guam-Palau and the Northern Marianas is closer to regional tensions. Time for a quick break. Keep it here. You're watching KUAM, your leader in local news.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
My late husband, Eddie De La Cruz, was a member of U.S. guerrilla during World War II. Years ago, Congress passed legislation to provide veteran benefit. Eddie's wish was to ensure that I received survivor benefits. I attempted to seek help from federal offices and congressional representatives and got nowhere. I met with the office of Congressman James Moylan, and now we are seeing movement on my survivor's benefits.
For veterans issues, please contact my office at 671-922-6673.
Thank you, Office of Congressman Moylan.
Only Pizza Hut lets you surround your favorite pizza with greatness. The one and only stuffed crust pizza tempts your taste buds with melted cheese stuffed inside that amazing crust. And at just $18.99 with one topping, the stuffed crust pizza is truly irresistible. So grab your slice of pizza perfection with cheesy goodness baked right into the crust. The stuffed crust pizza, just $18.99 with one topping. Only at Pizza Hut, the island's best.
Welcome back to Primetime. It's a historic moment for our skies. For the first time ever, United Airlines will be flying direct flights between Guam and Haneda, Tokyo. Our Mitsuki Hirayama heads to the AB Wonpat International Airport to catch the inaugural flight.
My bags are all checked in. I have my passport and a round-trip ticket because we are on our way to United Airlines' inaugural flight at Haneda International Airport in Japan. First, we're headed to Narita. From there, it's hop on a train straight to Haneda. Now, this is pretty exciting, not only because I get to visit my home country, but because for the first time ever, United will be flying directly between Guam and Haneda. This means traveling to the city will be much faster. Haneda is closer to Tokyo than Narita. Think a 20-minute train ride versus the usual 1 hour. Haneda is also a hub for domestic flights, so this route will easily connect travelers to more places to visit throughout Japan. Plus, this airport is known for being a popular tourist attraction in itself, where you could spend hours in and not get bored. I heard they also have a Don Quixote inside, but I have more on that tomorrow when I have a look for myself. Now, I gotta catch my flight, so the next time I see you, I'll be in Haneda, ready to cover a historic flight. Janet, see you later.
Thank you, Suki. And in other news, Hyatt Regency Saipan will be closing its doors in June. Its management today says it is due to the challenging tourism industry. Regional correspondent Tomas Menglotnia has the latest.
After 4 decades, Hyatt Regency Saipan announced it will be closing its doors on June 30th. The president of Saipan Portopia Corporation, which owns the hotel, Hitoshi Nakauchi, said in a statement, "Despite our best efforts and after months of careful consideration and exploring many avenues, the harsh realities of the current landscape have forced us to make the difficult decision to close this special place." It comes 2 years after they renewed their public land lease with the Sinamay government for 40 years. NMI Governor Arnold Palacios commented on the news after a proclamation signing ceremony for Tourism Month.
This is very unfortunate, disappointed, saddened at the same time.
He said he learned about the closure at the same time as the public.
We're going to have to pick up the pieces and move forward. What are our options? We're going to have to clearly and deliberatively identify those.
The governor said his legal counsel, the Attorney General, and the Department of Public Lands are mapping out the next steps as they review the lease agreement. Palacios also instructed the Department of Labor to assist hotel employees in the transition. Marianas Visitors Authority Managing Director Chris Concepcion explained the state of the tourism industry during the proclamation event.
We still have less than half the total number of arrivals that we've had before the pandemic.
The Saipan Chamber of Commerce has been alerting lawmakers about the dire circumstances.
The Chamber, has been predicting this, and we have raised the flag and said this is what's going to happen, and it's happening now. I don't want to name names, but there are other major operators in the Sinamay that have indicated to me personally that things are not looking good for their operations.
Meanwhile, the Hotel Association of the Northern Marianas, which includes Hyatt, reported a 38% average occupancy rate last year. They said they begin to make a profit at 80% and are in survival mode. They said in a press release, the current situation is unsustainable. Failure to act will almost certainly result in more business closures. Tomas Manglotnia, KUAM News, Saipan.
Join the University of Guam's Public Administration capstone class as they meet the candidates running for Guam delegate. The Congressional Assembly is set for tomorrow from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. at the UOG class lecture. All 5 candidates for delegate were invited. John Paul Donka is the vice chair of the capstone class.
It lined up perfectly with our timeline because the elections are coming up, and we thought this would be a great idea for the exposure of the candidates and to give the students a proper introduction to who they are and their platforms.
KUAM will bring you the coverage of the Congressional Assembly again tomorrow from 2 to 4 p.m. Now for a look at your world at home. Here's a view captured from Pago Bay.
This racetrack has made it possible to make Guam, as mentioned, a center of the world. Racers from the States, racers from Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and so on bring everything together, brings us all together in this part of the world. And that is wonderful in itself.
At Not Howie says Taco Bell only really hits after midnight, which is why I'm going to use the Cantina chicken menu to help him see the Taco Bell light.
Very juicy.
Hi, the food hits, right? Are you at Not Howie? Does it hit or does it not hit?
I'd say it hits.
Yeah, it does hit.
I can't lie.
Okay, but you did, maybe. The Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco isn't just for late night.
There's nothing I love more than being a farmer. Every day, I get to care for my sheep and feel connected to the land. Believe it or not, I think it makes me better at my other job, managing Bank of Hawaii's branches in Hilo. Because like farming, banking is all about caring for the needs of customers and businesses in our local community so they can grow and reach their fullest potential. I'm Steven Sylvester, and I'm proud to work for a company that gave a farmer like me the chance to make a difference in my community.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
So
It's good that the neighborhood decided to call in the government to say, hey, got to do something about this before anything bad happens, right?
So that is the thing. Once again, you need to raise your voice. You need to speak up.
Yeah, if anyone from Catholic Social Service is watching this program, I'm encouraging them to go down to the area, because I noticed that even though the government has come and cleaned up, and there's still a lot of trash to be removed, some of the individuals that are down there are not prepared to leave. They've been there a long time, and it's grown. I think if it was better cared for and had not turned into such a dump, then maybe people wouldn't have complained. I still think it's not appropriate to allow certain groups of our community use public facilities. I think it needs to be available to everyone. But I just hope, I feel really proud that the government's stepping up and making a difference in that regard. And I hope they start doing this everywhere else at all the other public facilities, so that everyone who goes
can enjoy
and see how beautiful our island is. Because the comments we've been getting about some of our public facilities, they're not nice comments, and I don't blame them. I don't even want to go there.
Yeah, as people of Guam, we want to be proud of our island, and we have our Hafaday spirit. We welcome people, but imagine the newcomers that are coming, their impression. And, we've been cleaning up our reputation on Guam for many years. And then for people to come and see this, it doesn't look good for us. So we should all help to some degree.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty. Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo Select Care.
Half a day. I'm Clara Calvo, bringing you your weekly renewal. Today, I am here with Payless Supermarkets Community Foundation President Marie Benito. Half a day, Marie.
Half a day, Claire. How are you?
Great. Thank you so much. This is not the first time we've featured something centered on Circle of Care. This time, it's a little different, right? You have some other things that you're adding on. Can you first just share with the viewers what exactly this entails?
Okay, so the Circle of Care Psycho-Oncology Support Program is a program that we were awarded through the Guam Cancer Trust Fund. It was awarded to the Payless Community Foundation. Our lead is Dr. Ian Twaddle. He's a licensed clinical psychologist, and together with a few extension assistants and myself, we are helping cancer patients, survivors, caregivers, families and friends of those who are going through this journey through a support program. Every Tuesday night between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m., we have an online support group that meets. Dr. Twaddle and I lead, and then we have guest speakers, and also there's a little bit of sharing from the participants during that 2-hour session. Every first and third Saturday, we have an in-person support group that meets at the Payless corporate office from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. During that portion, we have an hour of support group where Dr. Twaddle and I share. We allow cancer survivors and patients to share. We have yoga for cancer. We have nutrition education. And then we have art therapy. So with the psycho-oncology, it's specifically with the help of a licensed clinical psychologist. So we feel really blessed and privileged to have him on board to lead the program and really guide those who are needing the support, emotional support, psychological support. And he also offers individualized counseling sessions for those who, by appointment, he'll work with them individually. And I think that's another benefit or asset to the program that we're pleased to
and
share.
all of this is free of charge because it's through the grant. And
all of it is free, thanks to the Guam Cancer Trust Fund, and through Payless Community Foundation, we are able to have this fully funded and available for all anybody who has cancer.
Thank you so much, Marie. And thank you. I will see you next time on your weekly renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Health Check is brought to you locally by Island Cancer Center. On Friday, May 2nd, from 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Cove in Tamuning, the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce is not only holding their second general membership meeting, but also allowing a great opportunity for members, future members, and those in attendance to ease their mind, body, and soul. The evening promises to be an exciting one, covering the Guam Women's Chamber's plans for 2024 and the chance to network with other members and professionals. For the mind, body, and soul, enjoy nuggets of inspiration from a panel of some incredible women. Livia Marati is the founder and owner of I Know Wellness Collective. Marati is a certified holistic health and wellness coach from the world-renowned Institute of Integrative Nutrition, a Yoga Alliance certified yoga teacher through Zuna Yoga, and a kids yoga teacher through Rainbow Yoga. Marissa Uggan is a behavioral health counselor with IHP Medical Group. Uggan received her master's in clinical psychology in 2013 at the University of Guam. She then became a graduate intern at the Department of Mental Health and Substance Abuse. In March of the same year, she was awarded the 2013 Exemplary Service Provider for the National Association of Social Workers Guam chapter. She brings that knowledge and experience to her current role. And Dr. Annie Bordalio, the first female Chamorro OB-GYN on Guam. Truly a pioneer, Dr. Bordalio remains the longest practicing female OB-GYN on island and the owner of the largest women's health care center. Along with empowering conversations with the panelists, there will be local vendors, cocktails, and poo-poos. To register, go to guamwomenschamber.com. Current members, it's $30 plus you can bring a friend. For future members, it's $45 plus one friend. Don't miss out. Again, May 2nd from 4:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Cove. See you there. And for more information, you can head over to Guam Women's Chamber on Instagram.
Mom, what's for lunch?
Mommy, what's photosynthesis? Mommy, where's Pluto?
Is it Friday yet? Mom! Mommy! Mom! Mommy!
Mommy! Mom! Mommy!
Mommy!
Hello?
Hi, Mom.
Sign up for any new unlimited plan and receive a free $300 Visa gift card on us.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replay, and I'll be around. Whoa. Count on me, count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Let your people know. When it comes to the pickle to chicken ratio, some people, they playing in your face, but not the McCrispy. Let your people know. When it comes to the pickle to chicken ratio, some people, they playing in your face, but not the McCrispy.
And they go, remember, go, pull. Faster, we need time. Go. Clock will stop when the fire truck passes the line.
During tough times, our community pulls together. That's always been a given, and the island way. Decorated with color, smiles, and our community's spirit of always standing by our fellow islanders, the University of Guam served as backdrop for the annual Fire Truck Pull for Autism. It raised more than awareness about the developmental disability. It raised spirits and funding to stand by those who face the challenge every day.
We're just doing it as a family.
Right on.
Yeah.
Now, which family are you guys from and which village?
In Iran, the Mongolian family.
Organized by the local support group Autism Community Together and the Guam Fire Department, the fun competition also featured firefighters from federal stations, their brothers from up north in the Marianas, and the military. In fact, it was the Anderson Fire Department that lent their massive fire engine that teams pulled challenging them to drag the 38,000-pound vehicle about 60 feet from a dead stop in under 15 seconds. Numerous nonprofit organizations, corporate partners, and family teams set up tents and prepared to pull. And when it was finally go time, the course was cleared and the horn sounded, with the teams working together to move some seriously heavy metal.
And off they go! Pull! 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 Faster! Run it! Run it! Run it! Remember, the fire truck has to pass the line. Pull! Pull! Remember, the time to beat is 10 something. Go! Go! Run it! Run it! All the way across the line. All the way across. Don't finish. Not yet. Not yet.
The metaphor wasn't lost and continues to resonate. That by working together, amazing people can do anything. And it's always been the essence of Inafamaulik, taking care of each other, to pull as one.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by J. Goodman, a happiness company.
You know, we always talk about the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce right here on News Bites, and because that organization is wonderful and they are holding a Mind, Body, and Soul themed second general membership meeting. It happens on the 2nd of May at the Cove, starting at 4:30 in the afternoon. There's going to be speakers, local vendors, and a lot of surprises. Make sure to be there. You are going to have an absolutely great time. Our friends at the Department of Ag are holding their May Festival, so make sure to check us out. It's the Harvest in May on Friday the 3rd, starting at 10 in the morning. It goes for about 4 hours across from the Department of Agriculture's offices in Manila. There's going to be a lot there, including a farm tour. That is not to be missed, so check it out. And mark your calendars for the Saipan Chamber of Commerce's second annual economic forum. That is happening on Thursday, May 16th, starting at 9 a.m. at Taga Hall at the World Resort. Lots going on. All you got to do is register and then show up and have a good time.
Now to your birthday shoutouts, which you can submit onto the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club on KUAM.com.
The month of April is running out, everybody, but you know, the party just does not stop for April birthday celebrants, and we are led off tonight by Marcel Akfazi Gonzalez. Happy 34th to Cello. Enjoy every day like it's your birthday. Love the Akfazi family, as in the entire Familia Akfazi, and that's a lot of love right there. So, Cello, happy 34th, man. Becky Stevenson, happy birthday to my dear friend Becky. She often calls me the daughter of her heart, and we are blessed to have you in our lives. Also, happy birthday to an extended member of our family here, the one and only Christian Calvo, and your teammates, your friends, your family, everybody, your colleagues. We wish you a absolutely wonderful birthday and soon to be wed. So early congratulations there as well. We hope you have an absolutely great day. And the one and only Dr. Larry Kasparov, a happy 88th to the former senator, with love and prayers from your adoring wife, Carmen, your children, your grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, and great-great-grandchild. Everybody on the island, Senator, wishes you the very best birthday ever.
And that's your primetime show. Have a great evening.
Hafa Day and welcome to this special edition of CNMI Decision 2024. I'm your host, Tomas Maglonia, and we are the wonderful cafe, Hafa Bean, where they have great drinks, food, and company. And this is where a lot of local people and tourists visit to have maybe some of the types of conversations we're going to be having today. So thank you so much to Hafa Bean for what they do to our community, for our community, and also for allowing us to be here today and film this interview. Where we're talking with the young voters of the CNMI, ages 18 to 35, the important voting bloc, where in this midterm election, we've spoken to candidates who say that's who they're targeting and want to show up at the polls in November. And so we'll start with a few introductions. We do have one of our panelists online on Zoom who will show you in a second. So maybe Savannah, we'll just start with you. Introduce yourself, maybe how old you are, and a bit of any background you want to share with the Saipan community and the Marianas community watching.
Hi everyone, Hafa Day Tiro. My name is Savannah De Los Santos. I am 27 years old. And in terms of background, I do wear multiple hats. So I am still the current reigning in the Northern Marianas. I also work as a sexual assault response team manager here at the Northern Marianas Coalition Against Domestic and Sexual Violence. However, I will say that a lot of the views that I will have today is definitely not a representation of the organizations that I'm part of, but definitely just a representation of me as an individual.
All right, Gio?
Hafaday Zantur, everybody. My name is Bonnie Giosagana. I am 19 years old. I am a student at the Northern Marianas College under the major of social work as well as nursing, and I am the Associated Students of the Northern Marianas College president. I do also want to state that any reflection that I give throughout this conversation is not a reflection of my own institute that I'm in, but just my personal judgment as well.
Okay, well, hi to all of our fans in Guam and CNMI. I'm Ignacio, and I am 30 years old. So I'm the oldest one amongst the three of us. I am a speech therapist, and I am very fortunate to have this chance to speak and to be amongst these wonderful folks. And as the previous two speakers said, all that I'm going to share represent my views. It does not represent my work. It does not represent the folks that I work for, but my own views.
All right, thank you all for those disclosures as well. I know it's sometimes difficult to speak so openly, but thanks for joining the conversation. And so, again, we're not here to talk necessarily about who you're supporting or what party you're a part of. We want to hear about the issues that matter to you. So here's the first question. It's a big question. What issues matter to you in this election? And when you head to the polls in November, some of you, I believe, are first-time voters. Others might have voted before. But what issues come to mind that you hope candidates discuss in the field? And maybe Savannah, since you're online, we'll go ahead and just start with you again.
Okay. There are a lot of issues that definitely matter to me. I know that when it comes to the work that I do, it's kind of everything that I drink, eat, breathe, and live. And so I work a lot with sexual assault and domestic violence and teen dating violence. I definitely speak from a survivor advocate point of view when I say this, but the issues of sexual assault, sexual harassment, domestic violence, teen dating violence, child abuse and neglect, those are definitely issues that are super important to me. I really believe that it really starts in the home, and oftentimes when it comes to trauma and how it's passed on, it plays a huge role in our community if we care about those issues. If we're addressing issues like sexual assault or domestic violence, I mean, even in terms of research and statistics, the numbers are really high. So I believe it is like 1 in 3 women will experience some form of violence in their life, and I believe 1 in 6 men. And so even in terms of that, there are a lot of people within our CNMI community who are victims, who are survivors. And I just really want to have people who are in office who care about those people and care about their well-being and just trying to get them the support that they need.
All right, Ignacio, maybe we'll go to you next.
Sure. So I've really thought about this, and I came up with the three S's: schools, safety, and salapi. Schools because I just love school, and I don't want to think about where I would be had it not been for the schooling that I've received and all that I have gone through and learned. And so I believe that whoever wins in these elected seats, I want them to support our schools, because the more that our kids receive those experiences and those skills, and the more that they learn, then they will grow up and become the workforce that we will need to bring the CNMI into the future. And that happened with us, right? We all had gone through a school, and we've all achieved so much, and we use those skills now to help those around us. And that's my wish for the young kids now. For safety, every time, Tom, I open up my news apps and I look at the news from around the world. And it breaks my heart when I see news of crimes, of things that are just going really horribly wrong in the world. And every time I look at those headlines, and every time I read those pieces of news, it makes me feel grateful that I still feel safe here. This is home. This is where I live, and I love being here. But more than that, I feel safe here. I used to think that I wanted to leave and live elsewhere, but with the current state of the world now, I very much want to stay here because I feel safe here. And then the last S, sloppy. Oh, we've heard time and time again, we need revenue. We need more funding to help our economy thrive. And I've been following the news a lot about IPI and then the flights, a huge concern with the flights and how that affects us. And our elected officials now are trying to find ways to diversify, our revenue stream. And so, although these three that resonated with me have transcended throughout the years, I still feel that there's still a lot of work to be done. There has been a lot of work done, and the CNMI has come a long way, and I'm so proud of our home, but there's always room to grow, always room to improve, always room to thrive, and whoever will win these seats this election, I hope that they are up to the task. I hope that they are all set to take on the challenges, and I hope that they have plans to overcome these.
Welcome to Kmart, your 24-hour superstore since 1995. Always there for you day or night. At Kmart, we're committed to offering you an extensive selection of products at prices you won't find anywhere else. From the essential to the exceptional, our aisles are alive with possibility. Bloom with confidence, style, and savings this spring. Discover stylish clothing that fits your budget without compromising on quality. From trendy pieces to timeless classics, find the perfect look for every member of your family without spending a fortune. Then pamper yourself with our selection of essentials from nourishing shampoos to rejuvenating beauty products and soaps. And let imagination soar with our selection of toys and games for kids of all ages. At Kmart, experience the thrill of discovery as you explore our aisles, filled with a variety of quality products that cater to your every need. From groceries to home goods to outdoor essentials, we are the ultimate one-stop shop. Dive into an unparalleled shopping experience where quality, variety, and savings await at every turn. Shop smart, save big at Kmart, your 24-hour superstore.
At Not Howie says Taco Bell only really hits after midnight, which is why I'm going to use the Cantina Chicken menu to help him see the Taco Bell light. It hits. Hi. Are you at Not Howie? Food hits, right?
The Cantina Chicken Crispy Taco isn't just for late night. The Cantina Chicken Quesadilla isn't just for late night because it has a perfect slow-roasted chicken to melted cheese ratio. That's chicken on the inside, cheese everywhere else. Introducing the new Cantina Chicken Quesadilla only at Taco Bell.
And you, Gio, what issues matter to you this election?
So with the background that I hold, as well as the many hats that I wear for the institute that I'm in, I'm a very, very strong advocate for continuing the support for higher education. A lot of our students right now, they feel the need to find higher education elsewhere. You know, it's really hard for, not only for us to see students and our people who leave the island, but it's just difficult to see that the options that we have here on island are just not taken seriously. And that may have to do with the different financial stabilities that we're having issues with. It might be the funding that we're having, but I definitely believe that the government plays a really strong role in the way that they support these institutes. And if we continue to give the institutions the needed support that they have, we can continue to reach out to the students who are in our different school systems and to just show them that the CNMI has options for them without having to leave the island and you know, leaving the island can be a bigger thing. It can affect our economic status and things like that. But another issue that I feel very strongly and personally about is the way that we've handled different contract workers and touchbacks that has affected them. I have family, I have friends who have been affected by the touchback, and it's hard to see different children have to see their parents go away or leave the island for a couple of months, let alone weeks. So it's difficult to see them have to, you know, just go through that and then have to go through processes just to come back and see their children. So I think it's time that we take a better approach and view on this and then continue to develop through that.
And Tom, and if I may add to that, these folks who have come here to help our community grow, the folks that are being sent home because of the touchback, these are the folks that help build and help the CNMI grow. And so, you know, I feel the same way where when I hear stories of, you know, folks having to go home just for that bit, it makes me feel sad, because then these are our friends, these are our loved ones, these are the folks that we see every day and say hi or huite hi, you know. These are the folks that we see, and then when they're sent home, the first thing on our minds, well, at least on my mind, is when are they coming back? Because I miss seeing them. So I do feel the same way.
And Savannah, we'll start with you again for this next question. Do you and your peers talk about election or politics? If not, why? And if yes, what do you talk about? Because I feel like we hear it all the time that sometimes our age demographic isn't as engaged, maybe. So yeah, what does that look like in your friend circles?
You know, we actually do talk a lot about politics, and every single time people are running for certain positions. And this just goes not only here within the CNMI, but also just like within the entire US. And I feel that even with the conversation of politics, oftentimes when people are saying that they're running, for me personally, I definitely look at a lot of the videos that they promote, a lot of the information that they promote, whether it's on social media. I know that, Tomas, you have been doing a lot of interviews, so I've definitely been keeping up to date with that. And so those are conversations that I have with my peers. We often talk about what they are promoting, what their whole campaign is about, who they are as people, and whether or not they are consistent in their messaging, or if they're consistent if they've been in office before. But it definitely does take a huge amount of our discussion. But I would have to say that it probably just started like over the past few years. I don't think I really talked a lot about politics or really understood a lot about politics and elected officials until I was, I would say, probably in this specific work when I came back to the CNMI. So within the last like 3 to 5 years. But prior to that, not as much. But now for sure, definitely. And I have to say that I really believe that it's because within my peers, we talk a lot about it, because a lot of the issues that we see, whether it's in the work that we're doing or just overall in the community, a lot of it can really be at least close to solved with more support from elected officials, and just more engagement from them. I know that oftentimes when people are in positions, like I compare it a lot to the Miss Mariana's role. Like sometimes even originally with Miss Mariana's, oftentimes people didn't want me to speak. They would just take pictures with me. It was like enough for me to just take a photo and post it on social media. But you know, now as I get older, these positions, you have a lot of people who watch you. Like every single day, there are people who really look up to you. And if you utilize those platforms to promote a really, really important, heartfelt message, there's a lot that can happen within the CNMI community.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist. Over 20 years of experience.
Find a plan that goes with your flow. Get unlimited local talk, text, and data at the most affordable rate with Unlimited Flow Postpaid.
And Gio, what are the conversations like at NMC, I guess?
Right. So, when it comes to my generation and the demographic that I usually am around, it's usually a divide. There's certain groups that want to talk about it, and then there's other groups who are like, "Ooh, I don't want that to be a reflection of who I am in your eyes." Mm-hmm. But with that, when we have these meaningful conversations with our peers, it's very, very important that we don't let that affect the way that we view the person. For us, we do make these conversations because we know that my generation especially, we're more outspoken. We have the usage of social media is a very, very strong thing, and a lot of people in this generation now are utilizing social media to advocate for things that they feel are more important to them, and to continue to just speak up for things that are right and vital to the way that they want to live here in the CNMI. And even if we don't have these conversations with our peers, we're able to create those connections where we understand that the way that we vote or the people that we vote for are not who defines the person as well. So.
And for me, to be very truthful, when I started voting at the young age of 18, I didn't really care. At that time, I didn't really care. I just cared that I needed to register to vote because I needed the SHEFA and CNMI funding to go to school. So I just had to register, and that was that. But it wasn't until recently that I started to become more aware of how important the political landscape is in our everyday lives. And so I started to listen more and to read more and to research more. And it was, I think, the presidential election of 2020 that I really became involved in becoming aware and becoming informed. Now my mindset has changed where I'm more than willing to hear the other side of the aisle. What I find as a concern, Tom, is that in this time, the world has become so divisive and divided, where you can have a stance on the same issue, and I can have my own stance, and then we just break that bridge. I want that to change, where you can have your stance, I can have mine, but it doesn't mean we have to end our friendship. And we've seen that a lot, where politics can break up friendships and break up loved ones, and it's really, really sad, because at the end of the day, speaking here, at the end of the election, we are one CNMI. Yes.
All right, and speaking about friends and loved ones, this next question is about family. Does your family have an influence on who you vote for? I feel as though there was, kind of that expectation in the past, relatively speaking, about, you're part of this family, you're voting this way. So Savannah, again, just starting with you, how much influence does your family have on your decision, or is it more of a my vote, my choice type of, mindset for you?
Definitely my vote, my choice. And the reason why I say that is because my family and I have very different views, and I think a lot of it is just based off of what we do every day, the work that we do. Just like both Gio and Ignacio have mentioned, a lot of respect comes into play. Like, I definitely respect their views and I respect who they choose to vote and support or vote for and support. But at the end of the day, I think it's very important for me to choose what values most to me, just based off of what I see every day, what I value as an individual, the work that I do. That definitely carries more weight.
I definitely believe that family does play a very big role in the way that we view politics and the way that we view elected leaders who are probably coming into their elected positions. I personally think that my family can tell me information and different details about a person. They're freely able to do that, but like Savannah was saying, my vote, my choice. I personally believe that I'm very, very thankful that I'm giving these informations and these details about people, but at the end of the day, I have my own beliefs, I have my own certain doctrines that I want to follow in the way that I feel we can be a better Sinamai as a whole. And if I see that in an individual who is running for an elected position, I will be giving them my attention and my vote just so that I know that everyone is included in the way we perceive our future in the Sinamai.
What about you, Ignacio? I don't know if you've heard of what I was referencing before.
Oh, yes. So when I was younger, I can't believe I'm saying that, when I was younger, I did vote according to what, the advice of what those around me had said. We hear a lot here where, boy, you need to vote for si so-and-so sa, he's si uncle from si grandma's side and all that. And yes, I did vote along those lines, but then as I got older and I started to educate myself, that's when I think I became more critical of the people running for these seats. That's when I started to ask them, okay, what is your stance on this? Or if you were to win, and in my case, I'm in precinct 2, if you were to win the rep seat for precinct 2, which is where I live, what is your plan to improve where we live? And what is your plan to help the overall CNMI progress? And there was one candidate in the last election that did come to our house to collect, to have us sign, those sheets. And that's when I started to ask him, so what is your plan? What if you were to win, if the election were now and you won, what are you going to do? And, I heard a lot of, oh, I'm going to do this, this, and this. And then, for me, I've heard that election in and election out. I've heard these type of, oh, I'm going to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z. But once they win, they can't even do the first item on their list. And they disappear. When the next election comes around, hey, boy, if I vote for me, I did this and this. And I'm like, where? When? I never saw you do any of these things. So now in this point in my life, I'm more critical and wanting to learn more. I want to know who these people are. Before I cast my vote on election day, I want to say for certain that I learned everything that I needed to learn. I know where they stand on particular concerns. I have an idea of what their plans are. So once I cast my vote, I can say to myself, I will vote for so-and-so because I feel they are the best person for the job. So that has changed. I've evolved over the years, wanting to make sure that it's me, it's my vote, meaning my voice, my vote, and not, oh, because uncle said so, or oh, my auntie told me to vote for so-and-so because they grew up in this place, you know? I want to make sure that I still give them that respect to hear them out, but at the end of the day, on election day, my vote is between me and the Lord. So, yep.